friends. Welcome to a special episode of the Logline Lab. This is episode 10, and I want to do something special for episode 10, and I've had this idea for a while, and it got me very excited. It's a different concept. It's a different creative concept. So for this episode, I'm gonna use the same title, and I'm gonna come up with 5 ideas of different genres, but with the same title. And it's kind of cool because it shows you that, like, if you frame it properly, uh, the genre can come, it can really still, the same title can really still translate well into different genres as long as you do it properly. So I wanted to give it a shot, challenge myself, um, and do something like that. There's no candle today. It's really hot here, so I didn't want another source of heat right next to my face. But that's okay because this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode as well, since we have 5 ideas to go over today. As always, you'll see me scribble, writing down some ideas, some notes. And of course, I have the title already prepared. So the title is The Concierge. I have some history with concierge profession. My mother was a concierge, so I thought this would be cool for many reasons. So we'll do 5. Like I said, we're gonna do action comedy, and then a horror, and then let's do drama, rom-com, and then murder mystery. Which I think of some of the 5 that I think so far the podcast has a lot more of those genres than anything else. Um, mm, mm, okay, so let's start with action comedy. Um, okay, so action comedy, concierge. So concierge is gonna be around the same location all the time, like hotels, luxury hotels, like roadside inns, European apartment buildings. That's where I come from. That's where I get this idea that my mother was a concierge for an apartment building. So they're all sort of gonna be gonna be centered around those locations. We'll see which one fits where first. But so for the action comedy, let's start with that since it's my favorite genre. Um, so let's say that people come. There's a heist. Like people come to rob the place. Oh, okay. So there's a chandelier, like a centerpiece. You know how some like, so this is gonna be a hotel, like a luxury type of hotel, maybe. Um, maybe we're on the fly here. Um, so it's gonna be in a luxury hotel, and then there's, when you walk in some hotels, and some of them are really fancy. So this one is gonna have the centerpiece is going to be just a real diamond chandelier, and just majestic, huge. And of course, in the underground heist uh, sewers, no, what do you call that? Market or rings? I don't know. Of course, this has been on their radar for a while, and this is the time where they decide, let's do it. Let's go and get this chandelier. So we have a concierge there who's been working there for many, many years and very loves his job, very proud of it. Um, and also very, what's the word? Like, protective, yeah, protective, uh, of his work, of his place of work, and that kind of thing. Um, so let's do that. Um, oh, one in a boat might be cool. Are there concierges in boats? Is that too far-fetched? I won't write it down. Um, let's get back to this. Okay, so there's this protective concierge who um one day he's very proud. He's been working there for years. He knows all the ins and outs, and he senses something's off. And then there's a heist going on, and they want to steal the chandelier. Maybe, the people thought they were gone, but maybe he stayed behind, or they thought like they found out the hours of lower business for that hotel or something. I don't know. This is not the time for details. The point is, there's the heist because these people these are real diamonds, and these people want to want to steal it piece by piece. Maybe it happens piece by piece. One day they just figure, let's try it, and they steal a few diamonds off the piece, and then after a while the concierge just feels like there's something off and realizes there's a few pieces missing, and of course starts to catch them, or like one day they come in all guns blazing to get their whole thing, since they realize, oh, this is going to be pretty easy. But this guy is of course going to spring right into action and want to save his place of work from being robbed. Yeah, so that'll be the action comedy. The comedy will be, you know, uh, him. Maybe he's not clumsy, but um, maybe he's a smartass. Maybe he's like this really cool. He's the cool concierge. Maybe he's a bit younger than what you'd expect, right? Because I think a lot of these concierge are in movies. They're quite older. But maybe he's young. Maybe he's super proud of himself and super high achiever. And so when this happens, he really springs into action. And maybe he's got a mouth on him. Maybe he's got a little bit of a wit going on, and that'll open itself for. Well, at least that's the humor that I like. I like my characters to say some funny things every once in a while. Yeah. That'll be it for the action comedy. That'll be the main story. I'll see. What would be the peril? Losing his place of work, losing his job, or maybe after the few pieces, maybe his job is on the line. Maybe he gets threatened. Maybe they think it's him. Something like that. I don't know. But the idea is that there's a heist for this chandelier, and this concierge is like, no, not my place of work, not on my watch. And yeah, okay. That'll be the action comedy. Heist with a diamond chandelier. Okay. Come up with a logline later. I think I have the main idea. Alright, so let's do horror next. I'll have to be careful to have the horror and the murder mystery be a little different. Oh, okay. So for the horror, so there's this guy. This guy checks in, and he's mysterious, a mysterious guy, and he checks in with this giant like trunk. Actually, there could be something cool there. Like, there's a whole like mysterious, creepy scene at first of like this guy orders an Uber or a rideshare or Lyft, whatever it is, one of these services, and he says, "I'm gonna." The Uber driver gets there, and this mysterious guy says, "I'm gonna put this in your car. You just have to drop it off at this address. I'll be there. I'll meet you there. There's just one thing though, you cannot look inside the trunk," type of thing. Right? Don't open the trunk. Something like that. I don't know. And then the driver goes, and at first is like, it's whatever, it's an easy job. But then the curiosity tries to get the best of him, or maybe he doesn't even open the trunk. Maybe there's something inside the trunk, and it comes out and kills him or whatever. We have to start a horror film, with a killing. Isn't that the thing? I don't watch too much horror. Well, I do watch more horror than I would like because of work. But you know, we start with a kill scene, and so that's what happens. This guy says, "I'll pay you triple, double. Here's the amount of money I'll pay you. I'll put this trunk inside here. Go to this address, and I will meet you there, and I'll get the trunk back." Whatever. Maybe he rides a motorcycle. We go faster. And the guy's like, "Yeah, easy money. Like, he maybe pays me cash, and that's extra, and that's a lot of money." And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely. For this amount of money, I'll be happy to." But of course, there's something inside the trunk, and it kills him, and maybe we'll make it all mysterious. Like, we don't see what happens; we just see car bump and blood, whatever. A wheelchair, the inside in the inside of the car, whatever. Um, anyway, so then we cut to our concierge of this hotel, and they're doing their job. They're happy. She's amazing. She loves it. Um, and then of course, our mystery guy checks in with the creepy trunk, and it's creepy. But she's like, okay, well, we don't turn down customers, so she lets him go. And then soon enough, of course, so the horror film is basically um maybe like her guests start to uh die, and maybe she catches him, or she sees something, or they're like, help me, somebody comes out. And the point is, she has been working there for so long that she knows all of the things, so she realizes there's this thing that's killing people in the hotel. And maybe, you know, if she tries to call the cop and it doesn't work, like cell phones, everything just all of a sudden doesn't work. um Anyway, point being, the story is about now how this woman, instead of like, she tries to call for help, instead of running away, she's like, I need to help people um stay alive. And so she uses like the secret passages and all of these cool like things inside the walls that she knows about, um to hide people, hopefully, so they don't die, you know. And figures out that it's this new guest that checked in, and what the creepy trunk that he had, that's the thing that when he releases the thing from the trunk, that's the creature, that's the whatever it is that goes after people. And so she has to figure out a way to save as many people she can, and find a way to stop this thing from, yeah. That'll be okay. Second idea for the horror film. Trunk, trunk guy, trunk entity, whatever. But you know what I mean. All right, so let's do drama. This drama is gonna be real easy. Let's just go straight with facts. Facts, whatever. Um, let's straight with facts. Modern day. Let's do it super simple. It's a single immigrant mother of two kids, two children, and she's a concierge in this European apartment building. And I'm already sweating. And it's modern day, and now the staff, the owners, the people in the that own the apartment building, tell her, they drop off this new robot, this AI robot, and they tell her that it's now her job to teach the robot everything she knows about how to do the job in the building, and then in the next however amount of time, because then uh, they're replacing everything, replacing the stuff, clean staff and the concierge staff and everything, with these AI robots, but they need to be taught. Uh, and maybe she works with like a programmer and things like that, and also with the robot. Um, but of course, as she's teaching this robot to do her job, she's also dealing with the idea of like, oh, I'm on a timer now, and my kids' lives are on the line. What else is she gonna do? She's an immigrant. She's losing work to robots. Like, maybe she applies to jobs and everything is being AI'd. AI'd? Things are being AI'd. And so people are losing their jobs to AI robots, and so it's the struggle. Yeah, it's the drama about the struggle of a single mother losing, she's an immigrant, and losing the job that she's been doing for however long, and actually having to teach the thing that's taking over her livelihood. So yeah, that'll be the drama. single mother with the AI robot. Immigrant. Let's immigrant because I like those stories. All right. I guess let's go with rom-com next. With rom-com, I think I'm gonna keep it very simple. Let's do. Oh, let's take what I like. So it's gonna be like a guy owns like one of those small roadside inns in a small town or whatever, and he does everything. He's the cleaner, he's the concierge, he's the owner, he's the cook, he's the chef. He does everything. He just runs it by himself. He's like a hermit, introverted type of person who's, has got this simple life. He works on his hotel. That's how he makes his livelihood. That's how he's gonna make his money. That's his job. And he's just happy to be by himself and to do this day in and day out. And whenever they need something fixed, they call him, whatever, to his cell phone, and he shows up and he fixes everything. He's just like, what do you call them? Jack of all trades type of guy. And of course, the story, the rom-com, is gonna be about the people who live there. All of a sudden, maybe they stay. Maybe some of them are like staying there for quite a while. We could do the whole like gimmicky, like a writer's checked into this small town thing and they're writing their novel, but they also spend some time wanting to talk to people and socialize, and half the day doing that and half the day writing, and so they're very nosy and they want to talk to and they see the owner everywhere and they want to talk to him, and so they get to know each other, and then of course this new person checks in and she's I don't know, let's give her some other type of job. So she's this I don't know. She's a love interest. Let's not go into details. I don't think we need them right now. So she's the love interest, but basically she checks in and maybe she's got a little bit of an interest at first. And he's of course like completely oblivious. He just doesn't want to change the life that he has. He's settled, it's safe, it's comfortable, and maybe he's had a whole past. He knows what happens when you get close to people. That's why he's so comfortable being a hermit. But then in this period of time, the specific people that are checked in and that live there and that are going to stay here for a while on vacation or whatever they're doing, they start to force interaction. Maybe there's like a piece of construction that really needs a lot of work, and so now he's spending a lot more time building something outside, or a fountain or whatever, something broke, or fixing up the property. So he's spending more time than usual outside, and so they strike a lot of conversations, or even like for some reason, of course it's a movie, we must make a lot of things break down and need him. Oh, I need you to come over, or and fix this, fix that, this happened, that happened, please help us. And of course he's the only one that works there and that he does everything, so he shows up for every single thing, and then that leads to people like talking to people, getting to know people, people being interested in him, and maybe we're gonna set this around the holidays, so we're like, oh well, we're not going anywhere, but we want to do something for this holiday. We'd love to invite you, and it's a movie, so yeah, he doesn't really want to go, but also he thinks about it, and it's been a long time, whatever. It's been a long time, and he wants to find a way. But it's the movie about how this hermit-like person, gets brought out of his comfort zone, and actually, for the first time in a long, long time, maybe in his backstory, he's lost a lover, or been abandoned, or, he's gone through awful things, and that's what made it easy to disconnect and distance himself from any relationships, just focus on his job and his simple life. But with the course of all these events, he starts to reconnect and to learn new meanings and make new connections again and really enjoy it. And maybe by the end of the movie, he's not that much of a hermit-like type anymore. He does want to come out and play and live again. helped by this, romantic interest. Do we need to come up with her? I mean, she would be. I mean, it is a rom-com, so you definitely need to know. I'm just not like getting anything. I think she's fine. Obviously, let's make it a hetero couple. I mean, we don't have to, but I guess you can change it in your mind if you like. Um, so yeah, I don't know. She's cute, bubbly. Oh, that's kind of what I usually go for when I want to write my love interest characters. I like them cute and bubbly and like in your face type of characters. Anyway, so that'll be it. That's it. This guy wants a simple, safe life, and then this group of people just happens to be living there, and things just happen to be requiring a lot of his time and attention, and that creates circumstances and situations where he's opening up and now re-experiencing relationships of all kinds all over again and that type of thing. I'll try to frame it, try to phrase it cute. But really the like antagonist. I mean, we could add a layer. The the antagonist part of the story could really just be that his whole reality is under threat of becoming, making him vulnerable again, and that could be it. That's not what he wants. But we could throw in something in the spanner, I don't know, maybe uh, something about money. The construction that he's doing actually is more expensive than he thought, or maybe that pipe broke and now it's even worse. Like there's a whole water thing, and now he's thinking like, should I just sell this because too many things are breaking now? What would I do after that? Like that could be another conflict, is the possibility of him losing it, and maybe that's when they really all come together and show him that even though they're technically strangers, that they've fallen in love with watching him do everything and being everywhere, and they want to help him. It'll be a cute little rom-com. I love these. Okay, great. Let's keep that. Let's go with it. All right. And so what was the last one? Oh, the murder mystery one. Cool. So murder mystery. The concierge. Murder mystery. Okay, well, let's set it in a hotel. Big surprise. Uh, yeah, okay, so let's do the easy stuff. So the concierge, of course, is gonna become our little side detective, private detective type of thing. There, there's a serial killer on the loose, and they describe like this is what happened. Like we don't know who this is, but this is the MO, and we have a description of it. And then of course, people check in, new people check in and out, people check in and out, and then after a while, there's a murder in the hotel, and it's awful, of course. And at first, you're like, oh, this I don't want to know, but she, let's make it a she. She, the concierge, realizes like when she's kind of like nosy a little bit, realizes that the MO, the crime scene in her hotel, or in the hotel she works at, sounds a lot like the MO that she learned about on the news. Um, and of course, she's got the ability. Sorry, my cat. She's got the ability, all these keys and all these things, or maybe she like tells the cleaning lady, come up. Maybe she tells the cleaning lady that's because she has suspicions, like, oh, I'll take care of this today. Don't worry. And so she, there he is. And so she goes into his room to pretend like she's cleaning, but really what she's doing is, you've guessed it, looking for proof, looking for stuff because she, suspects that it's him. Or maybe she does that to quite a few people. She's not sure who it is, but she suspects. because of the MO and because of maybe some of the things that she's seen, people coming in and out of hotel, she's like, wait, I mean, it must be one of these people. It could be one of these guests. I don't remember checking in anybody visiting. And so she does her own little thing. And then, of course, maybe she's found out, and now it becomes like a race to like, can I figure out who this is and have enough evidence to take to the police to show them like this is it, like you need to look at this. I have all this proof before obviously the killer figures out that she's close and she knows and she's about to give him in, and then of course he's gonna try to get her. I know, very like, what is it called, like lowbrow, or very like predictable, or very like common stuff, but that's not the point. The point is, you see, it's the same title, The Concierge, and the genre, they kind of like, we all have the different stories for each genre, obviously, but they all feel very like real, like they feel very like you can take the same title and look for how to create a story in that genre, and it makes like, what am I trying to say? It's cool. I've always loved the idea of challenging or playing with the idea of like different genres for the same, for using the same thing to come up with different story ideas of in different genres, and seeing what happens, and like seeing like like the beekeeper, let's make a drama, let's make a horror, let's make this, and seeing just using that one piece of something and create many different things but based on that same one piece of fun information. It's a cool exercise. I really enjoyed it. It's not the most exciting stories, but I enjoyed it. I like it. I think it's also cool to see it come together. So what I'll do is I'll probably divide this into 2 episodes, 2 weeks, release like 3 log lines on the first week, and then the second week will be like episode 10 part 2, and release the next 2 episodes on that one. But yeah, I have to go off and write my log lines now, come up with them, and then I'll put it together for you guys. Thank you. I had fun. This was cool. I enjoyed it. I have some other ideas, kind of like this one, but I guess later episodes, maybe number 20 or number 22, just to keep it fun. We'll see. But I have other concepts that other ideas like this one that all revolve like different genres, but same concept or same idea, same like one piece of information, and see what comes out. So thank you so much for listening. And I'll see you in just a second with Loglines.
The Concierge, Action Comedy. A proud concierge devoted to a hotel famous for its massive diamond chandelier is pulled into protecting the place he loves when a skilled heist crew targets the centerpiece, turning his world of hospitality into pure hostility. Would you watch or pass? Put it in the comments. The Concierge, Horror. A hotel concierge must use every master key, service corridor, and secret passage she knows to keep her guests alive after a mysterious traveler unleashes the monstrous thing hidden inside his trunk. Would you watch or pass? Put it in the comments. The Concierge, Drama. A single immigrant mother of 2 and longtime concierge in a European apartment building is forced to train an AI robot set to take over her job, threatening her and her children's livelihood. Would you watch or pass? Put it in the comments. The Concierge, Rom-Com. A hermit-like concierge and owner of a small roadside inn struggles to preserve an isolated lifestyle when a spirited romance and unconventional found family push him to realize that the greatest door he can open is the one to his heart. Would you watch or pass? Put it in the comments. The Concierge, Murder Mystery. A luxury hotel concierge notices that a murder inside the hotel matches a killer's MO and must put together the clues that point to a guest before she becomes the next victim. Would you watch or pass? Put it in the comments.